The Silent Voice. How to Follow Your Intuition Fearlessly, written by Benjamin M. Carter. Published by Motivation Audiobook. Introduction. In The Silent Voice, How to Follow Your Intuition Fearlessly, you'll embark on a journey to discover the power of your inner guide, your intuition. This audiobook offers practical insights and inspiring strategies to help you tune into your silent voice, overcome self-doubt, and make decisions with confidence. Through each chapter, you'll learn how to trust yourself, quiet external noise, and follow your path with unwavering faith. By the end, you'll not only recognize your intuition but also develop the courage to act on it, embracing the wisdom that resides within you. Chapter 1. Awakening the Inner Guide. Discovering your intuition. You are more powerful than you realize. Deep within you, there is a voice that has been whispering guidance, showing you the way forward. This voice is your intuition, the inner guide that holds a wealth of wisdom far greater than you could imagine. It's subtle, quiet, and often drowned out by the noise of the world, but it's always there, waiting for you to listen. Awakening your intuition is about reconnecting with that voice. It's about remembering that you already have the answers you seek. You don't need to look outside of yourself for validation or clarity. Everything you need to make the right choices, find your direction, and live your truth is already within you. You just have to learn to trust it. Intuition doesn't scream for attention. It doesn't demand or overwhelm. It speaks in a whisper, in a feeling, in a knowing. Sometimes it's as simple as a quiet nudge that tells you to go left when everything else says go right. Other times, it's a deep sense of certainty that cuts through the noise and confusion. The key is learning how to hear it, and even more importantly, how to follow it. At first, it might feel difficult to tune in. You may be so used to relying on logic, reason, or the opinions of others that the idea of trusting an unseen, unprovable feeling seems foreign. But as you practice listening, you'll find that your intuition is not as elusive as it seems. In fact, it has always been there, guiding you, even when you weren't fully aware of it. Begin by embracing stillness. In the hustle and bustle of daily life, it's easy to lose touch with the quiet spaces within. But those spaces are where your intuition resides. Find moments in your day to pause, breathe, and simply be. In those moments of stillness, your intuition will start to speak louder. You'll begin to notice the gentle nudges, the flashes of insight, and the feelings that arise without explanation. Trust those feelings, even when they don't make sense on the surface. They are your inner guide showing you the way. Remember that your intuition is always working for your highest good. It's not bound by fear, doubt, or limitations. It knows your true path, even when you can't see it yourself. Trusting your intuition is trusting in yourself and in the greater flow of life. When you let go of the need to control every outcome and instead follow the guidance of your inner voice, you open yourself up to experiences and possibilities far beyond your imagination. As you awaken your inner guide, you will begin to live with more clarity, peace, and purpose. You will find that the decisions you make come with greater ease, and the path ahead becomes less clouded. You will no longer feel lost or uncertain because you will always have your intuition to lead you. It will never steer you wrong because it comes from the deepest, most authentic part of who you are. Your intuition is your greatest ally on this journey of life. Awaken it, trust it, and watch as it transforms your world in ways you never thought possible. Chapter 2. The Power of Silence. Listening Beyond the Noise. In a world that never stops moving, silence can feel like a rarity. Yet, It is in silence that your intuition finds its voice. In the quiet moments, when the distractions of the world fade away, you can finally hear the guidance that has been with you all along. To follow your intuition fearlessly, you must first create space for it to speak, and that space is found in silence. There is power in silence, more power than you may realize. Silence allows you to step away from the constant chatter of the mind, from the endless opinions of others, and from the external pressures that often cloud your judgment. When you give yourself permission to be still, you open a doorway to clarity. In that clarity, your intuition thrives. It speaks in a language beyond words, one that is felt deeply within your heart and soul. Silence doesn't just mean the absence of sound. It's a state of being, a way of calming the inner storms that often pull you away from your true self. When you quiet your mind, you begin to discern the subtle nudges and feelings that have always been present. Your intuition is patient. It waits for you to listen. But to truly hear it, you must learn to embrace silence as a daily practice. In the midst of silence, you can connect with your inner world in a way that you cannot when you are constantly surrounded by noise. You can begin to understand the difference between the anxious voice of fear and the calm, steady guidance of intuition. Fear is loud, demanding, and frantic. It urges you to act out of panic, to make decisions based on worry. Intuition, on the other hand, is gentle. It never pushes or pressures you. Instead, it offers you a sense of knowing that is both peaceful and unwavering. To tap into the power of silence, start by creating moments of stillness in your life. Find time each day to sit quietly, away from distractions, and simply listen. In these moments, you don't need to force anything. You don't need to have answers or figure things out. Just be present with yourself. Breathe. Allow your mind to settle, and notice what comes up. Often, it is in these quiet moments that your intuition will rise to the surface, offering you insights that you wouldn't have noticed in the busyness of life. You may also find that silence helps you discern what truly matters to you. Without the constant input from the outside world, you can reconnect with your own values, desires, and dreams. Your intuition knows the path you are meant to walk, but it can only guide you when you are willing to listen. The more you practice listening in silence, the stronger your connection to your intuition becomes. As you develop this practice, you will discover that silence is not empty, it is full of wisdom. It holds the answers you seek, the guidance you crave, and the reassurance you need. In the silence, you can hear your soul's deepest truths. Trust that voice, and let it lead you. The power of silence is the power of your intuition. When you learn to listen beyond the noise, you unlock a new level of understanding and clarity that can change your life. Chapter 3. Trusting the Unseen, Overcoming Doubt. Doubt is a natural part of the human experience. It's the voice that questions, the feeling that hesitates, and the uncertainty that often holds you back. But when it comes to intuition, doubt can be the greatest obstacle standing in your way. Your intuition is unseen, intangible, and at times, it may lead you in a direction that doesn't seem logical. Trusting the unseen can feel like stepping into the unknown, but it is precisely this leap of faith that allows you to live fearlessly and fully. To follow your intuition, you must learn to overcome doubt and trust what cannot be proven. This can be challenging, especially when your mind is conditioned to rely on concrete evidence and logical reasoning. But intuition doesn't always offer a clear roadmap. It offers feelings, gut instincts, and inner nudges that don't always make sense in the moment. Yet, these are the very signs that often lead you to your greatest breakthroughs. Trusting the unseen requires you to surrender your need for certainty. You may not always know why you feel drawn to a certain path, or why your heart is telling you to make a specific decision. But deep down, there is a knowing that goes beyond logic. It's a quiet assurance that you are being guided towards something greater than you can currently understand. Trusting this knowing is an act of courage. It's about believing in the wisdom of your intuition, even when doubt tries to convince you otherwise. Overcoming doubt doesn't mean you won't ever feel uncertain again. It means choosing to move forward despite the uncertainty. It means acknowledging that doubt is part of the journey, but refusing to let it dictate your choices. When you trust your intuition, you begin to see that doubt is simply a byproduct of the mind trying to protect you from the unknown. But your intuition operates on a different level. It knows that the unknown is where growth and transformation happen. You can start building trust in your intuition by reflecting on past experiences when you followed your gut, even when it didn't make sense. Remember the times when you listened to that inner voice, and it led you to something meaningful. These moments are reminders that your intuition has always been there, guiding you toward your highest good. The more you recognize its presence, the more confidence you'll have in following it. As you trust the unseen, you will also notice that your intuition grows stronger. The more you listen, the clearer it becomes. Doubt may still arise, but it will no longer have the power to control you. Instead, you will trust the process, knowing that even when you can't see the full picture, your intuition is leading you exactly where you need to go. Trusting your intuition is trusting yourself, your deepest, truest self. It's about believing in your own inner wisdom and allowing it to guide your steps. As you practice trusting the unseen, you will find that life becomes more fluid, more aligned, and more fulfilling. The path ahead may not always be clear, but your intuition will light the way. Overcome doubt, trust the unseen, and embrace the fearless journey of following your inner voice. Chapter 4. The Courage to Follow. Breaking Free from Fear. Following your intuition requires something profound: courage. It's easy to listen to the whispers of your inner voice, but acting on them is where true bravery comes in. Fear often arises when you're about to take a step into the unknown, especially when that step goes against the conventional wisdom or the expectations of others. Fear tells you to stay safe, to stick with what's familiar, but your intuition leads you toward growth. And growth always requires you to move beyond the boundaries of comfort. To follow your intuition fearlessly, you must break free from the grip of fear. Fear is a natural response to uncertainty, but it is not the truth. It is the mind's way of keeping you in the familiar, but the familiar is often where stagnation lies. Your intuition, however, knows no limits. It sees beyond the present moment and guides you toward opportunities, experiences, and paths that will expand your life in ways you never thought possible. The challenge lies in summoning the courage to trust that guidance, even when fear tries to hold you back. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the decision to act despite it. When you feel fear rising within you, recognize it for what it is: an emotion, a reaction. It does not define your reality. Your intuition, on the other hand, speaks from a place of truth. It is a reflection of your highest self, the part of you that knows what is best for your soul's journey. The more you follow it, the more you'll realize that fear is nothing but a shadow, powerful only when you give it your attention. Think about the times in your life when you followed your intuition, even when fear tried to stop you. Reflect on how those decisions led you to places of growth, success, and transformation. These are the moments that remind you of your strength, of your ability to break free from fear and live from a place of trust. The more you practice this, the more fearless you become in following your intuition, and the less power fear has over you. It's important to remember that courage doesn't always come in big, bold actions. Sometimes, it's in the small steps you take toward your truth. It's in the quiet decisions to honor your inner voice, even when no one else understands. It's in the moments when you choose to trust yourself, despite the uncertainty. Each act of courage strengthens your connection to your intuition and reinforces the belief that you are capable of handling whatever comes your way. The beauty of following your intuition is that it leads you toward your most authentic life. It pushes you to step into who you truly are, beyond the roles you play or the expectations placed upon you. Fear often wants to keep you small, but your intuition pushes you to grow, to expand, and to step into the fullness of your potential. Courage is the bridge that allows you to cross over from fear into freedom. As you continue to follow your intuition, you will see that each courageous step opens new doors and opportunities that align with your true purpose. The more you trust your inner voice, the easier it becomes to navigate life with confidence, even in the face of fear. Breaking free from fear doesn't happen overnight, but with each courageous act, you move closer to a life where fear no longer controls your decisions. Trust your intuition. Be courageous. Break free from fear, and watch as your life transforms in ways you never thought possible. Chapter 5. Decoding the Subtle Signs. How Intuition Speaks. Your intuition is always speaking to you. It's not a loud, booming voice, but rather a subtle, gentle whisper, a knowing that rises from within. Sometimes it's a feeling, a gut instinct, or a sudden clarity that comes when you least expect it. But the challenge lies in decoding these signs, in learning how to interpret the quiet language of your inner guide. The language of intuition is unique for everyone. It might come to you as a feeling of peace when you consider a certain choice, or as a sense of discomfort when something isn't right. You may feel a sudden urge to take a particular action, even when logic says otherwise. Intuition doesn't always follow the rules of logic or reasoning. It comes from a deeper place, a place beyond the mind. And to follow it fearlessly, you must first learn how to recognize and trust the subtle signs it sends. The key to decoding your intuition is to pay attention to how you feel in your body and mind. Intuition often communicates through sensations, perhaps a lightness in your chest, a sense of expansion, or even a tingling feeling when something resonates as truth. Conversely, when something isn't aligned with your intuition, you might feel a heaviness, tightness, or unease. These physical responses are important signals, showing you whether to move forward or step back. One of the most powerful ways your intuition speaks is through your emotions. Have you ever felt an inexplicable sense of excitement or joy when considering a new opportunity, even if it seemed risky? Or maybe you felt a strong resistance or dread when faced with a decision that didn't feel right. These emotional responses are your intuition trying to guide you toward your highest good. The challenge is to trust these feelings, even when they don't make sense on the surface. Your intuition also speaks through synchronicities, those moments when everything seems to fall into place effortlessly, when the right people, opportunities, or signs appear at just the right time. These are not coincidences. They are confirmations that you are on the right path. Pay attention to these moments, as they are often the universe's way of guiding you in alignment with your inner wisdom. To decode your intuition, you must practice stillness and presence. In the busyness of daily life, it's easy to miss the subtle signs, to overlook the quiet nudges that are trying to lead you. When you slow down, take a deep breath, and ground yourself in the present moment, you create space for your intuition to come through. In this stillness, you can start to notice the signs that were always there, waiting for you to listen. Sometimes, your intuition will communicate through dreams or sudden flashes of insight. You might wake up with a sense of clarity about a decision you've been wrestling with, or you might experience a moment of realization that feels like it came out of nowhere. These are powerful forms of intuitive guidance, showing you the way forward in ways that your conscious mind couldn't have planned. The more you listen, the more you'll begin to trust these signs. Your intuition will start to speak louder as you give it your attention. It will become easier to recognize the moments when your inner voice is guiding you, and you'll gain the confidence to act on its messages, even when they go against logic or conventional thinking. Decoding the subtle signs of intuition is an art. It requires patience, trust, and a willingness to believe in your own inner wisdom. But once you learn to listen, your life will take on a new sense of flow and alignment. You'll find that your intuition is always guiding you toward your highest good, showing you the path that is uniquely yours. Trust the signs, follow the guidance, and watch as your life unfolds in ways that are aligned with your deepest truth. Chapter 6. Embracing Vulnerability. Trusting yourself completely. To follow your intuition fearlessly, you must embrace vulnerability. This is no easy task, for vulnerability requires you to let go of control, to open yourself up to the unknown, and to trust yourself completely. It means accepting that you may not always have the answers, that the path forward may be uncertain, but believing in your inner voice enough to move forward anyway. This is the essence of true strength. Vulnerability is often misunderstood as weakness. You may have been taught to hide your uncertainty, to put on a brave face and push forward, even when you're unsure. But vulnerability is not about weakness. It's about courage. It's about allowing yourself to be seen, as you are, in all your humanity. It's about trusting that your intuition will guide you, even when logic and reason offer no guarantees. When you embrace vulnerability, you open yourself to the possibility of growth, transformation, and connection with your deepest self. Trusting your intuition requires you to be vulnerable, because intuition doesn't come with a guarantee of success or approval. It asks you to take risks, to make decisions based on a feeling or inner knowing that others may not understand. It asks you to trust yourself when the world tells you to rely on external validation. This can feel frightening because it means standing in your truth, even when it's uncomfortable. But it is through this discomfort that you find your true power. Embracing vulnerability also means accepting that mistakes and missteps are part of the process. There will be times when following your intuition leads to outcomes that challenge you, or when the path doesn't unfold the way you expected. This is where vulnerability plays a key role. Instead of beating yourself up or doubting your inner voice, you learn to accept the lessons that come from these experiences. You trust that every step, whether smooth or rocky, is part of your journey. You learn that vulnerability allows you to grow, and in that growth, your connection to your intuition deepens. When you embrace vulnerability, you also embrace the fullness of who you are. You accept that you are not perfect, that you don't have all the answers, and that's okay. In fact, it's beautiful. Your intuition thrives when you stop trying to control every aspect of life and start trusting in the natural flow of things. Vulnerability is the gateway to that flow. It allows you to surrender to the moment, to trust the process, and to let your intuition lead the way without needing to know every outcome. Trusting yourself completely also means embracing the parts of you that feel scared or uncertain. Vulnerability is not about pretending you don't have fears. It's about acknowledging them, feeling them, and choosing to move forward despite them. It's about recognizing that courage and fear can coexist, and that true strength comes from facing your fears with an open heart. As you trust yourself more deeply, you begin to see that vulnerability is not something to be avoided, it's something to be celebrated. It is in your vulnerability that you find your greatest resilience. As you continue to embrace vulnerability, you will notice that your intuition speaks more clearly and more frequently. When you stop trying to protect yourself from uncertainty, you create space for your inner voice to guide you. And in that space, you discover a deeper level of trust in yourself, a trust that allows you to navigate life with authenticity, courage, and grace. Embrace vulnerability, trust yourself completely, and watch as your intuition leads you toward a life that is more aligned, more authentic, and more fulfilling than you ever thought possible. Chapter 7. Quieting the Mind. Creating Space for Clarity. Your mind is constantly buzzing with thoughts, worries, plans, memories, and endless streams of information. While your mind serves you in many ways, it can also become a barrier when it comes to hearing your intuition. Intuition speaks in a calm, quiet voice, and to hear it clearly, you need to create space for clarity. You need to quiet the noise within your mind. Quieting the mind isn't about silencing your thoughts entirely. That's impossible. Instead, it's about learning how to create moments of stillness amidst the chaos, moments where the noise subsides just enough for your intuition to shine through. Your mind will always have something to say, but it's in these moments of stillness that you can discern the difference between the chatter of your mind and the wisdom of your intuition. In today's world, distractions are everywhere. From the moment you wake up, your mind is bombarded with notifications, responsibilities, and the demands of daily life. In such an environment, it's easy for your intuition to get lost in the mix. But the good news is that by practicing mindfulness and quieting your mind, you can create the space needed for clarity to emerge. Start by giving yourself permission to slow down. This may feel counterintuitive when life is moving at such a fast pace, but slowing down is one of the most powerful ways to reconnect with your intuition. When you stop rushing from task to task, you allow your mind to settle. In this settling, you can begin to hear the subtle nudges and insights that have been trying to reach you. These are the whispers of your intuition, waiting for you to create space so they can be heard. One way to quiet your mind is through meditation or deep breathing. By focusing on your breath or simply sitting in stillness, you create a buffer between yourself and the constant flow of thoughts. Even a few minutes of deep, conscious breathing can help calm your mental chatter and bring you into a state of presence. And it's in this presence that your intuition can speak more clearly. Another powerful practice is to engage in activities that quiet your mind naturally. For some, this may be spending time in nature, walking, or simply sitting in a quiet space without distractions. For others, it might be creative activities like painting, journaling, or even cooking. When you're immersed in something that allows your mind to relax, your intuition often comes through effortlessly, guiding you with clarity and insight. It's also important to recognize that your mind and intuition are not at odds. They are both valuable tools, but they operate in different ways. Your mind is great at analyzing, planning, and solving problems, but it can also overcomplicate things. Intuition, on the other hand, is direct and often simple. It doesn't require overthinking. It simply offers guidance that feels right in your core. By quieting your mind, you allow your intuition to complement your thinking, rather than getting drowned out by it. As you practice creating space for clarity, you will begin to notice how much more in tune you become with your intuition. You will start to hear that inner voice with greater clarity and trust it with more confidence. Quieting your mind is not something you achieve once and for all. It's an ongoing practice, a gentle reminder to return to stillness, especially when life feels overwhelming. In this stillness, you find peace. And in this peace, your intuition speaks to you, guiding you toward the choices and paths that are most aligned with your true self. Trust in the process of quieting your mind. It is in the silence that your inner voice finds the space to lead you with unwavering clarity. Chapter 8. When Logic Fails. Tapping into the heart's wisdom. There will be moments in life when logic fails you. No matter how much you analyze, plan, or weigh the pros and cons, you may find yourself at a crossroads where reason alone cannot guide you. In these moments, something deeper must come into play: your heart's wisdom, the intuitive voice that speaks to your soul. When logic reaches its limits, it's time to tap into this powerful source of guidance. Your intuition resides in your heart. While your mind is skilled at processing information, the heart is where your true wisdom lies. It's a quiet knowing, a gentle pull toward what feels right, even when you can't explain why. To follow your intuition fearlessly, you must learn to trust this deeper wisdom, especially when it contradicts what seems logical or rational on the surface. It can be difficult to let go of logic, especially when you've been conditioned to believe that reason is the most reliable guide. Society often teaches you to prioritize facts, data, and external evidence over feelings and inner knowing. But there are times when no amount of reasoning can provide the clarity you need. It's in these moments that your heart steps in with a different kind of wisdom, a wisdom that doesn't rely on external proof but comes from within. Tapping into your heart's wisdom begins with trust. Trust that your intuition knows things your mind cannot yet comprehend. Trust that even when the path ahead is unclear, your inner voice is guiding you toward the right direction. This trust is not blind faith. It's an acknowledgement that your intuition has always been there, quietly leading you through life's most important moments, even when logic couldn't. When you face a decision that logic can't solve, take a moment to tune into your heart. How does the choice feel? Does one option make you feel expansive, light, or aligned, while the other feels heavy or constricting? These feelings are your heart's way of guiding you. Intuition doesn't speak in long-winded explanations. It speaks in sensations, in a deep sense of knowing that you can feel in your body and soul. One of the challenges of tapping into your heart's wisdom is quieting the mind long enough to hear it. Your mind will always try to reason with you, to provide answers that seem logical and safe. But your intuition often requires you to step outside of your comfort zone, to trust the unknown, and to take risks that your mind may not fully understand. This can be uncomfortable, but it is also where the magic happens, where growth, discovery, and true alignment begin. It's important to recognize that your heart and mind are not in conflict. They each have their place, and they work best when they complement each other. Your mind can help you plan and execute, but your heart will always guide you toward what is most aligned with your soul's purpose. When you learn to balance both, you live a life that is both intentional and deeply fulfilling. As you practice tapping into your heart's wisdom, you will begin to notice how often it leads you to the right decisions, even when they seem illogical at first. You will start to trust yourself more deeply, knowing that your intuition always has your best interests at heart. Logic is valuable, but it has its limits. When you reach those limits, let your heart take over. It knows the way, even when your mind does not. The next time you find yourself stuck in overthinking, unable to reason your way through a decision, remember that your heart holds the answers you seek. Tap into that quiet, powerful wisdom within, and let it guide you. When logic fails, your intuition never will. Trust in the heart's wisdom, and let it lead you to the path that is most aligned with your truth. Chapter 9. Learning to let go, surrendering control. To follow your intuition fearlessly, you must learn the art of letting go. Letting go is not about giving up or losing control, but about surrendering the need to control every detail of your life. It's about trusting that there is a force within you, your intuition, that knows the way forward, even when you don't have all the answers. Surrendering control allows your inner guidance to take over and lead you toward paths you could never have planned. You have likely been conditioned to believe that controlling outcomes is the key to success. You may feel the need to have a plan for every step of the way, to be in charge of every decision, and to anticipate every possible result. While planning and preparation have their place, trying to control everything often leads to frustration, stress, and resistance. When you hold on too tightly, you close yourself off from the flow of life, and from the guidance of your intuition. Letting go requires a shift in mindset. It means releasing your attachment to how things should unfold and embracing the unknown. This can feel uncomfortable because the unknown is unpredictable, and your mind naturally seeks certainty. But when you surrender control, you make space for your intuition to work its magic. You allow the universe to support you in ways that your logical mind could never have imagined. Surrendering control is not about being passive. It's about taking action when you feel guided to, but not forcing outcomes. It's about trusting that when you listen to your intuition, the right opportunities, people, and situations will come to you without the need for constant struggle. Letting go is a practice of faith. Faith in yourself, faith in your inner voice, and faith in the greater flow of life. Think about the times in your life when things didn't go according to plan, but ultimately worked out in ways that were even better than you expected. These moments are reminders that you don't always need to have all the answers. Sometimes, the best outcomes arise when you allow life to unfold naturally, without trying to control every detail. When you learn to let go, you also free yourself from the pressure of perfection. You stop worrying about making the right decision and start trusting that whatever decision you make, your intuition will guide you through it. This is the essence of surrender, knowing that you don't need to have everything figured out, and that it's okay to not have control over every outcome. Letting go also means releasing the fear of failure. When you trust your intuition, you understand that even if things don't go as planned, there are valuable lessons to be learned. Failure is not an end. It's a part of the journey that helps you grow and refine your path. Surrendering control allows you to move through life with greater ease and flow, knowing that each experience is shaping you into the person you are meant to become. As you practice letting go, you will begin to notice how much lighter and freer you feel. The weight of control lifts, and in its place, you find a sense of peace and trust. You no longer feel the need to force outcomes, because you know that your intuition is always guiding you toward your highest good. In the moments when you feel the urge to control, pause and remind yourself that letting go is an act of strength, not weakness. It's a declaration of trust in yourself and in the universe. Surrender doesn't mean you are powerless. It means you are open to receiving the guidance and support that is always available to you. Let go, surrender control, and trust that your intuition will lead you exactly where you need to be. When you do, you will find that life unfolds with more grace, more joy, and more alignment than you ever thought possible. Chapter 10. The Dance of Intuition and Action. Moving with confidence. There is a delicate balance between listening to your intuition and taking action. It's not enough to hear the quiet voice within. You must also learn to trust it enough to move forward boldly and with confidence. Following your intuition fearlessly requires you to engage in a dance, a fluid movement between inner knowing and outer action. The more you align your actions with your intuition, the more you unlock a life filled with purpose, flow, and fulfillment. At times, you may feel an intuitive nudge pulling you toward a particular path, but fear or doubt can stop you in your tracks. You may wonder if you're ready, if the timing is right, or if you're even capable of achieving what your intuition is guiding you toward. But here's the truth: your intuition will never lead you astray. It calls you forward, even when you can't see the entire path ahead. Your job is to trust it enough to take the first step, knowing that clarity and confidence will grow with each move you make. Taking action on your intuition doesn't mean you have to know the entire plan or predict every outcome. In fact, the beauty of intuition is that it often leads you into unknown territory, where growth and transformation happen. You don't need to have all the answers before you act, you just need to trust the first step. When you move with confidence, you signal to the universe that you are ready to follow your inner guidance, and the universe responds by meeting you with opportunities and support along the way. The dance of intuition and action is not about rushing or forcing things to happen. It's about listening carefully to your inner guidance and then aligning your actions with that guidance. Sometimes, this means taking bold, decisive action. Other times, it may mean waiting for the right moment or allowing things to unfold naturally. The key is to remain attuned to your intuition so that your actions are always in harmony with what feels right for you. Confidence in following your intuition comes with practice. The more you act on your inner knowing, the more you strengthen your trust in it. You begin to realize that even when you don't fully understand why you're being led in a certain direction, there is always a deeper reason. Over time, you'll find that acting on your intuition becomes second nature, and the fear of making the wrong decision fades away. It's important to recognize that your intuition is not separate from your ability to take action. They work together in perfect harmony. Intuition guides you toward your highest good, while action is the vehicle through which you bring that guidance into reality. When you listen to your intuition and act with confidence, you step into the flow of life, where things begin to unfold with ease and synchronicity. As you engage in the dance between intuition and action, remember that mistakes are part of the process. There will be times when your actions don't lead to the outcomes you expected, and that's okay. Each step you take, whether it leads to success or a lesson, is part of your journey. Your intuition will continue to guide you, helping you adjust and refine your path along the way. The important thing is to keep moving, to keep trusting, and to keep dancing with your intuition. When you learn to act on your intuition with confidence, you unlock a new level of personal power. You realize that you are capable of creating the life you truly desire, not through rigid planning or control, but through a deep trust in yourself and the universe. Your intuition becomes your compass, and your actions become the steps that lead you toward your dreams. So, take a deep breath, listen to the quiet voice within, and move forward with confidence. Trust in the dance between intuition and action, and watch as your life transforms in ways that align with your highest purpose. This is your journey, and your intuition is your guide. Embrace it fully, and let your actions be a reflection of your deepest truth. Chapter 11. Inner Whispers. Strengthening your intuitive voice. Your intuition is always there, quietly guiding you, offering insights, and helping you navigate the complexities of life. However, the voice of intuition is often soft, like a whisper amidst the louder demands of daily life. To truly follow your intuition fearlessly, you must learn to strengthen that inner voice so it becomes a powerful guide you can rely on. Strengthening your intuition is about building a deeper connection with yourself, tuning in to the whispers of your soul, and allowing those whispers to grow into a steady, clear voice. The first step in strengthening your intuitive voice is to create a relationship with it. Like any relationship, this requires time, attention, and trust. You must give your intuition the space to speak and trust that its guidance is always aligned with your highest good. The more you listen, the more you'll begin to recognize how your intuition communicates with you. It may be through feelings, thoughts, or subtle sensations in your body. Paying attention to these signals strengthens your ability to hear and understand your inner guidance. One of the most effective ways to strengthen your intuitive voice is through regular self-reflection. Take time each day to check in with yourself. Reflect on moments when your intuition spoke to you, whether it was a gut feeling, a sudden insight, or a quiet knowing. How did you respond to that inner guidance? Did you follow it, or did you dismiss it in favor of logic or external opinions? Reflecting on these moments helps you build awareness of your intuitive voice and how it shows up in your life. As you strengthen your intuition, you'll also begin to notice patterns. There may be certain feelings that arise when you're being guided towards something that aligns with your soul's purpose, and other feelings when you're moving away from it. For example, you might feel a sense of peace or excitement when your intuition is guiding you in the right direction, or a sense of heaviness or resistance when something isn't aligned. By paying attention to these patterns, you can start to trust your intuition more deeply, knowing that it is always leading you toward what's best for you. Another powerful practice for strengthening your intuitive voice is meditation. When you quiet your mind and enter a state of stillness, you create space for your intuition to speak more clearly. Meditation helps you tune out the noise of the external world and tune in to your inner world, where your intuition resides. In this space of stillness, your intuition can rise to the surface, offering you insights and guidance that you might have missed in the busyness of everyday life. Strengthening your intuition also requires you to take action on its guidance. When you receive an intuitive nudge, no matter how small, act on it. This sends a powerful message to yourself and to the universe that you trust your inner wisdom. Each time you act on your intuition, you strengthen your connection to it. You begin to realize that your intuition is not just a fleeting feeling, it's a reliable source of guidance that can lead you toward your highest potential. The more you listen to and act on your intuitive voice, the more confident you'll become in following it. It will grow louder, clearer, and more consistent. You'll no longer second-guess yourself or doubt your inner knowing. Instead, you'll move through life with a deep sense of trust and alignment, knowing that your intuition is always there to guide you, no matter what challenges or decisions you face. Your intuition is one of your greatest gifts. It connects you to the deepest parts of yourself and to the wisdom of the universe. Strengthening your intuitive voice is a practice, but it is one that will transform your life in powerful ways. As you continue to listen, trust, and act on your intuition, you will find that it becomes an ever-present guide, leading you toward a life filled with purpose, clarity, and inner peace. Trust the whispers. Strengthen your inner voice. And watch as your intuition becomes your most trusted ally on your journey through life. Chapter 12. Navigating Uncertainty. Finding Direction in Chaos. Life is unpredictable. There will be times when uncertainty surrounds you, and the path ahead feels anything but clear. In these moments, it can be tempting to seek external validation or cling to rigid plans in an attempt to create a sense of control. But the true power of following your intuition lies in its ability to guide you through the chaos, even when everything else feels uncertain. When the world around you is filled with doubt, your intuition becomes your compass, pointing you in the direction of your truth. Navigating uncertainty requires you to trust that your intuition will provide you with the clarity you need, even if that clarity doesn't come in the form of immediate answers. Your intuition often works in subtle ways, offering you glimpses of direction rather than fully mapped-out plans. It may nudge you towards certain decisions or away from others, even when the logical next steps aren't apparent. In these moments, you must be willing to follow those nudges, to trust that each small step is leading you toward greater clarity. Uncertainty can feel overwhelming, but it's also an opportunity for growth. It's in the moments when you don't have all the answers that your intuition can shine brightest. When you're not bogged down by rigid expectations or overthinking, your intuition has the space to rise to the surface, guiding you in ways that are both profound and unexpected. Learning to trust this process is key to navigating uncertainty with grace. When faced with chaos or indecision, it's easy to become reactive, making choices out of fear or desperation. But intuition doesn't operate from a place of panic. It is calm, grounded, and steady, even in the midst of turmoil. The more you learn to tune into that steady voice, the less power uncertainty will have over you. You'll realize that, even in the most chaotic times, you always have a source of guidance within you. One of the most powerful things you can do in times of uncertainty is to slow down and listen. When everything around you feels chaotic, take a step back, breathe, and create space for your intuition to speak. Trust that the answers you seek will come, not from frantic overthinking or endless planning, but from the quiet moments when you're truly present with yourself. In those moments, your intuition will reveal the next step, and that's all you need to move forward with confidence. It's also important to remember that navigating uncertainty doesn't mean you need to have all the answers at once. Intuition often works in layers, giving you one piece of the puzzle at a time. You might not know exactly where the path will lead, but you'll know the next step, and that's enough. Trusting the process means allowing yourself to take one step at a time, knowing that the path will unfold as you move forward. As you practice navigating uncertainty with the guidance of your intuition, you will begin to see that uncertainty is not something to fear. It's a space of possibility, a blank canvas where anything can happen. When you let go of the need to control every outcome and instead trust your intuition, you free yourself from the anxiety that uncertainty often brings. You step into a place of flow, where your intuition guides you toward the opportunities, lessons, and experiences that are meant for you. Even when the external world feels chaotic, you can find a deep sense of inner peace by trusting your intuition. It is your anchor in the storm, your source of direction when everything else feels unclear. As you strengthen your connection to your inner voice, you will discover that you are capable of navigating even the most uncertain times with confidence and grace. Embrace uncertainty as an opportunity for growth, and trust that your intuition will always guide you to where you need to be. Even in the chaos, there is clarity waiting to be found, within you. Chapter 13. The Power of Presence. Anchoring in the Now. In a world that constantly pulls your attention in 1,000 different directions, being present is one of the most powerful tools you have to access your intuition. Your intuition speaks to you in the present moment, not in the future and not in the past. It lives in the now. The more you learn to anchor yourself in the present, the more clearly you can hear your inner voice guiding you toward the choices, decisions, and paths that are most aligned with your truth. Presence is the key to unlocking the power of your intuition. When you are fully present, you're not distracted by the worries of what might happen or regrets about what has already happened. You are attuned to the here and now, and in that space, your intuition thrives. The noise of your mind quiets, the pressure of external expectations fades, and what's left is the quiet, knowing voice of your intuition, speaking clearly, offering guidance, and showing you the way forward. Being present means engaging with life as it unfolds, moment by moment. It means truly listening, observing, and feeling without judgment. When you are present, you are not rushing ahead to the next thing or dwelling on the past. You are simply here. And it is in this here that your intuition can best communicate with you. One of the greatest challenges to being present is the mind's constant need to plan, predict, and analyze. You may find yourself frequently thinking about the future, wondering what will happen next, or how a decision will turn out. While there is value in planning, it's easy to become so focused on the future that you miss the intuitive signals available to you right now. Your intuition is not concerned with the distant future. It is rooted in the present moment. When you bring your full awareness to the present, your intuition naturally comes to the surface. To strengthen your ability to stay present, practice mindfulness in your daily life. This doesn't mean you need to sit in meditation for hours on end, although meditation can certainly help. Mindfulness can be as simple as paying attention to your breath, noticing the sensations in your body, or fully engaging with the task at hand. The more you practice mindfulness, the easier it becomes to stay present, and the more in tune you will be with your intuition. Presence also requires you to let go of control. Often, the need to control future outcomes pulls you out of the present moment. You may feel anxious about making the right decision or fearful of what's to come, but when you anchor yourself in the now, you realize that the only thing you can control is your current state of being. The future will unfold as it's meant to, and your intuition will guide you each step of the way, but only if you are present enough to hear it. When you practice being fully present, you also become more attuned to the subtle signs and signals your intuition offers. You begin to notice the feelings in your body, the emotions that arise, and the quiet thoughts that drift into your mind. These are all ways your intuition communicates with you, and they are easiest to recognize when you are grounded in the present. In the rush of daily life, it's easy to overlook these signals, but when you slow down and anchor yourself in the now, they become clear. Presence isn't just about accessing your intuition, it's about living a more fulfilling, connected life. When you are present, you experience life more fully. You notice the beauty around you, the depth of your emotions, and the richness of your relationships. You stop living in what-ifs and start embracing the reality of what is. And in that reality, your intuition can guide you to your highest good. By anchoring yourself in the present moment, you open the door to your intuition's wisdom. You create the space needed to hear your inner voice and to follow it fearlessly. The more present you are, the more clearly your intuition speaks, and the more aligned your life becomes with your true purpose. Let go of the distractions of the past and the future. Be here now, and allow your intuition to guide you in every moment. Presence is your power, and in it, your intuition will lead you to the life you are meant to live. Chapter 14. The Intuitive Mindset, Embracing Flow and Flexibility. An intuitive life is one of flow, where you move with the rhythm of your inner guidance rather than rigidly sticking to plans or expectations. When you embrace the intuitive mindset, you become open to flexibility, allowing life to unfold in unexpected yet meaningful ways. You stop resisting change and start trusting that your intuition will guide you, even when the path shifts unexpectedly. Flow is the natural state of your intuition. It doesn't work in rigid lines or strict timelines. It works in fluid movements, responding to the changing circumstances of your life. The more you lean into this flow, the more you will see how your intuition adjusts to guide you through new opportunities, challenges, and insights. When you adopt an intuitive mindset, you no longer fear the unknown because you know that your intuition will always lead you in the right direction, even if that direction changes. Life rarely goes exactly as planned. No matter how carefully you map out your steps, there will be twists and turns you couldn't have anticipated. This is where flexibility becomes essential. The intuitive mindset isn't about setting a plan in stone. It's about allowing room for change, growth, and the unknown. It's about understanding that while plans are helpful, they are not absolute. Your intuition may lead you down a path that differs from what you originally envisioned, and that's okay. In fact, that's where the magic happens, when you're willing to flow with the changes life brings. Embracing flexibility doesn't mean abandoning responsibility or structure. It means being open to the idea that life is dynamic and that sometimes the best opportunities come from unplanned moments. Flexibility allows you to pivot when needed, to adjust course without feeling like you've failed or lost control. It's about trusting that your intuition will alert you when it's time to make a change, and being willing to act on that guidance, even if it feels uncertain at first. The intuitive mindset encourages you to see challenges not as roadblocks, but as opportunities to explore new directions. When life throws unexpected obstacles your way, your intuition can help you find creative solutions, often guiding you to something even better than what you originally had in mind. It's in these moments of flexibility that you begin to realize how powerful your intuition truly is. It sees possibilities that your logical mind might miss. To embrace the flow of life, you must let go of the need for constant control. Control is often born out of fear, the fear of the unknown, the fear of failure, the fear of making the wrong choice. But when you live from an intuitive mindset, you understand that control is an illusion. Life is ever-changing, and trying to control every outcome only limits your ability to move with ease and grace. When you release control, you give yourself the freedom to explore, to take risks, and to trust that your intuition will guide you through whatever comes next. Flexibility also opens you to synchronicity, the moments when everything seems to align perfectly without force or struggle. When you're in tune with your intuition, these moments of flow happen more frequently. You meet the right people at the right time, opportunities present themselves effortlessly, and life begins to feel less like a series of obstacles and more like a continuous dance of unfolding possibilities. The intuitive mindset is one of trust. Trust in yourself, trust in the process, and trust in the unknown. When you let go of rigid expectations and allow your intuition to guide you, you create space for new possibilities to enter your life. Possibilities that are more aligned with your true purpose and desires than anything you could have planned. Living with an intuitive mindset means embracing life's fluidity and welcoming the unexpected with an open heart. It means being willing to change direction when your intuition guides you, without fear or hesitation. It's about knowing that, no matter what, you are always being guided toward your highest good. So, release the need for control, embrace the flow of life, and trust your intuition to lead the way. With flexibility and openness, you will find yourself moving through life with more ease, grace, and alignment than ever before. Flow with your intuition, and watch as life unfolds in ways you never imagined possible. Chapter 15. Intuition versus fear. Telling the difference. One of the greatest challenges in following your intuition is learning to distinguish between intuition and fear. Both can be powerful forces, but they come from very different places within you. Fear often masquerades as intuition, convincing you to play it safe, avoid risks, or stay within the bounds of what is familiar. Intuition, on the other hand, quietly urges you toward growth, guiding you to take bold steps in the direction of your highest potential. To follow your intuition fearlessly, you must learn to tell the difference between the two. Fear speaks in a loud, urgent voice. It tries to overwhelm you with doubt, worry, and a need for control. Fear is rooted in the past and the future, often reminding you of past failures or worrying about future outcomes. Its goal is to keep you safe, but in doing so, it can hold you back from opportunities for growth, change, and new experiences. Fear tends to focus on what could go wrong, feeding you stories of failure, rejection, or pain. It's an emotion that seeks to prevent discomfort at all costs, even when that discomfort is necessary for your personal evolution. Intuition, in contrast, speaks in a calm, quiet voice. It's grounded in the present moment and doesn't carry the same urgency that fear does. Intuition feels like a deep sense of knowing, a nudge toward something that feels right, even if it's outside your comfort zone. Unlike fear, intuition doesn't focus on worst-case scenarios. It simply presents you with a sense of clarity, a feeling of alignment, and an inner knowing that the path ahead is the right one for you, regardless of the challenges that may come. One way to tell the difference between fear and intuition is to pay attention to how they feel in your body. Fear often creates tension, tightness, or discomfort. It might make your heart race or cause a sinking feeling in your stomach. Intuition, on the other hand, brings a sense of calm, even when it's guiding you toward something challenging. You might feel an expansive sensation, a lightness, or a deep sense of peace when your intuition is speaking. These physical cues can help you differentiate between the two, especially in moments of uncertainty. Another way to distinguish between intuition and fear is to notice the nature of the thoughts that accompany them. Fear tends to be frantic, repetitive, and full of what-ifs. It tries to keep you stuck in a loop of overthinking, making you feel as though you need to analyze every possible outcome before moving forward. Intuition, however, is direct. It doesn't overthink or analyze. It simply provides you with a sense of clarity that feels solid and grounded. You may not fully understand why your intuition is guiding you in a certain direction, but you'll feel a quiet certainty that it's the right choice. It's also important to remember that fear often tries to protect you from growth. It keeps you in your comfort zone, where you feel safe but stagnant. Intuition, on the other hand, encourages growth and expansion. It leads you toward opportunities that will challenge you, but in a way that aligns with your true self. Following your intuition may feel scary at times, but it's a different kind of fear, a fear that comes from stepping into the unknown, not from running away from it. This is a crucial distinction to make as you learn to trust your intuition more deeply. When you feel torn between fear and intuition, take a moment to get still. Close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, and ask yourself, is this fear or intuition? Trust the answer that arises from within. Intuition doesn't require convincing. It simply presents itself, and when you listen, you'll know. Fear may shout loudly, but intuition will always be there, quietly guiding you toward what's best for you. Learning to tell the difference between intuition and fear takes practice, but over time, it becomes easier. The more you trust your intuition and act on its guidance, the more you'll recognize its voice. You'll begin to feel the difference between the tension of fear and the calm clarity of intuition, and you'll become more confident in following your inner knowing, even when fear tries to hold you back. Trust that your intuition is always leading you toward your highest good, while fear is simply trying to keep you safe in what is familiar. When you learn to differentiate between the two, you unlock the ability to move through life with more courage, clarity, and alignment. Let intuition lead the way, and let fear be the background noise that no longer holds power over you. Chapter 16. Aligning with your purpose. Following your true path. At the core of every human being is a deep desire to live with purpose. You want to know that your actions, choices, and life's direction are aligned with something meaningful and fulfilling. Your intuition is the compass that points you toward that purpose, guiding you toward the path that is uniquely yours. When you align with your purpose, everything in life begins to make sense. You feel a sense of flow, meaning, and connection to something greater than yourself. But to follow your true path, you must learn to trust your intuition to lead you there. Your purpose is not something you have to find. It is something you uncover by following the quiet, persistent nudges of your intuition. You may already feel a pull towards certain passions, interests, or pursuits that light you up. These are clues from your intuition, guiding you toward what resonates most with your soul. Your purpose is not a single, fixed destination. It is a journey, one that evolves as you grow and change. By tuning into your intuition, you begin to align your actions with your deeper calling. Living in alignment with your purpose requires trust. Trust that your intuition knows the way, even when the path seems unclear. Sometimes, You may feel unsure of your next step or uncertain about whether you're on the right path. In these moments, it's easy to doubt your purpose or question whether you're truly meant for something greater. But this is when it becomes essential to listen to your intuition. Your purpose isn't always logical or predictable. It's a deep inner knowing that guides you, even when you can't see the whole picture. One of the most important aspects of aligning with your purpose is the willingness to let go of expectations. You may have been conditioned to believe that success looks a certain way, or that you must follow a specific timeline to achieve your goals. But your intuition doesn't operate according to external expectations. It leads you toward what is authentic for you, not what others expect of you. Letting go of these expectations frees you to follow your true path, even if it looks different from what you or others had imagined. Your intuition will also guide you through moments of uncertainty and doubt, reminding you of your inner purpose when external circumstances challenge you. There may be times when your path feels difficult, or when obstacles arise that make you question whether you're on the right track. But these challenges are often part of your purpose, offering opportunities for growth, learning, and transformation. Trust that your intuition will guide you through these moments, helping you navigate the challenges with clarity and resilience. Following your true path doesn't mean everything will be easy or without discomfort. In fact, your purpose often pushes you to step outside your comfort zone, to take risks, and to trust in the unknown. But it also offers you the deepest sense of fulfillment, because when you live in alignment with your purpose, you know that your life has meaning. You feel connected to something greater, and you wake up each day with a sense of direction and excitement for what's to come. As you align with your purpose, you will also notice how synchronicities begin to appear in your life. Opportunities that once seemed out of reach will come to you effortlessly, and the right people, circumstances, and resources will show up at just the right time. This is the magic of living in alignment with your purpose. When you trust your intuition and follow your true path, the universe supports you in ways that are beyond what you could have planned. Living with purpose doesn't mean you need to have all the answers. It means trusting that your intuition will guide you toward what feels right in each moment. As you continue to listen to your inner voice and take inspired action, your purpose will unfold naturally, revealing itself more fully with each step you take. Your purpose is already within you, waiting to be uncovered. Trust your intuition to lead you toward the path that is uniquely yours. Align with your purpose, follow your true path, and watch as your life transforms into one of meaning, fulfillment, and joy. Chapter 17. Making Decisions from the Heart. Intuition as your guide. Every day, you are faced with countless decisions, big and small, that shape the course of your life. Some decisions seem clear-cut, while others weigh on your heart and mind, pulling you in different directions. In these moments of uncertainty, it can be tempting to rely solely on logic, facts, or the opinions of others. But there is a deeper, more reliable guide within you, your intuition. Making decisions from the heart means trusting your inner voice, even when it defies conventional wisdom or logic. It is about allowing your intuition to be your compass, steering you toward choices that align with your true self. When you make decisions from the heart, you are tapping into a wisdom that transcends the limitations of the rational mind. While the mind is excellent at analyzing, comparing, and evaluating, it often gets caught in a loop of overthinking, doubt, and fear. The heart, on the other hand, knows what feels right, even when the path is uncertain. Your intuition, seated in the heart, can guide you to make decisions that are not only logical but also aligned with your deeper purpose and desires. One of the most powerful aspects of making decisions from the heart is the sense of peace that accompanies it. When you listen to your intuition, there is often a quiet knowing that this is the right choice, even if you don't fully understand why. It's a feeling of alignment, a sense of clarity that comes from deep within. This doesn't mean that the decision will always be easy, but it will feel right, and that's the difference. Logic may lead you to overanalyze, to question every option, but intuition gives you the confidence to trust in your choice, even if it defies logic. Making decisions from the heart requires practice. It's easy to default to the mind, especially in a world that often prioritizes reason over feeling. But the more you practice listening to your intuition, the stronger that inner voice becomes. Start by paying attention to how decisions make you feel. Do certain choices fill you with excitement or a sense of expansion? Do others feel heavy, constricting, or anxiety-inducing? These are your body's ways of communicating with you, letting you know which path aligns with your intuition. It's also important to recognize that your intuition is not a distant, mystical force. It's an integral part of who you are. It's the quiet voice within that has been guiding you all along, even in moments when you weren't fully aware of it. As you learn to trust your intuition, you begin to realize that it is always leading you toward what is best for you, even when the road ahead seems unclear. When faced with a difficult decision, take a moment to slow down, breathe, and tune into your heart. What feels right? What resonates with your inner knowing, even if it doesn't make perfect sense on paper? Making decisions from the heart means allowing yourself to follow that inner knowing, trusting that your intuition is guiding you toward your highest good. You may encounter moments when your intuition leads you in a direction that feels risky or unconventional. This is where courage comes in. Following your heart often requires you to step outside of your comfort zone, to take leaps of faith that may not be immediately validated by logic or the opinions of others. But when you make decisions from the heart, you are choosing to live authentically, to honor your true self rather than conforming to external expectations. Over time, as you practice making decisions from the heart, you will find that your life begins to align more fully with your true desires and purpose. You'll notice that the decisions you make, even the small ones, carry a deeper sense of meaning and fulfillment. Your intuition will lead you to experiences, relationships, and opportunities that resonate with your soul, bringing you a greater sense of joy and satisfaction. Ultimately, making decisions from the heart is about trusting yourself. It's about believing in your inner wisdom and allowing that wisdom to guide you, even when the path is not immediately clear. When you trust your intuition, you are choosing to live in alignment with your truth, and in doing so, you open the door to a life that is rich in meaning, purpose, and fulfillment. Let your heart lead the way. Trust your intuition, make decisions from that place of inner knowing, and watch as your life unfolds in ways that are beautifully aligned with who you truly are. Chapter 18. The Practice of Patience. Trusting the Timing. In a world that often glorifies speed, efficiency, and instant results, patience can feel like a forgotten art. Yet, when it comes to following your intuition, patience is essential. There are moments when your intuition will guide you toward something that requires time to unfold. It may be a dream you're pursuing, a decision that feels uncertain, or a path that has yet to reveal itself fully. In these moments, trusting the timing of your life becomes key. Patience allows you to move through life with grace, knowing that everything will come to you at the right time. Your intuition often gives you glimpses of what's to come. You may feel a nudge toward a new opportunity, or a sense that something important is on the horizon, even if it's not immediately visible. This inner knowing can create excitement, but it can also create impatience. You may want everything to happen quickly, for your vision to manifest right away. But your intuition understands something deeper. It knows that timing is everything. The practice of patience is about trusting that life is unfolding in perfect harmony, even when it feels like things are moving slower than you'd like. It's about recognizing that there are unseen forces at work, orchestrating opportunities, lessons, and growth that you may not be aware of. Your intuition guides you to take action when the time is right, but it also asks you to wait, to allow things to come together in their own time. This requires faith in both yourself and the universe. Patience doesn't mean passivity. It doesn't mean sitting back and waiting for things to magically fall into place. It means taking inspired action when you're guided to and trusting that when you've done your part, the universe will do the rest. It's the balance between movement and stillness, knowing when to push forward and when to pause. Your intuition will guide you in this dance, but you must be willing to listen and honor its timing. One of the greatest lessons patience teaches is that not everything happens on your schedule. Sometimes, the things you desire most take time to come to fruition because there is still growth needed before you can fully receive them. You may need to learn certain lessons, gain new skills, or meet the right people along the way. Trust that the time you spend waiting is not wasted. It is a vital part of the process, preparing you for what's to come. Patience also helps you cultivate trust in yourself and in your intuition. When you rush or force things, you may make decisions based on fear or impatience rather than alignment. But when you practice patience, you allow space for clarity to emerge. You give your intuition the room it needs to guide you, without the pressure of time weighing you down. This creates a deeper sense of trust in the process and in yourself. It's important to remember that timing is not always linear. What may feel like a delay is often a necessary pause, allowing for greater alignment and flow. Trusting the timing of your life means accepting that sometimes things take longer than expected, but when they finally arrive, they are more aligned, more fulfilling, and more beautiful than you could have planned. Your intuition knows this, even when your mind wants to rush ahead. Practicing patience also allows you to enjoy the present moment. Instead of constantly focusing on what's next, you can find peace and fulfillment in where you are right now. This doesn't mean giving up on your dreams or desires. It means trusting that they are on their way and that you are exactly where you need to be in this moment. The more you embrace patience, the more you will find joy in the journey, rather than fixating on the destination. As you practice patience, you will notice how your intuition continues to guide you, offering subtle signs and confirmations along the way. These moments of guidance are reminders that you are on the right path, even when it feels like things aren't moving as quickly as you'd like. Trust the timing of your life, knowing that everything is coming together in perfect alignment. Patience is a powerful practice, one that deepens your connection to your intuition and strengthens your trust in the process of life. Allow yourself the gift of patience, knowing that the timing is always perfect, even when it's not immediate. Trust your intuition, trust the timing, and know that everything will unfold exactly as it's meant to. Chapter 19. Unleashing Inner Wisdom, Honoring Your Authentic Self. At the core of your being lies a well of inner wisdom, a source of truth that has been guiding you all along. This inner wisdom is your most authentic self, the version of you that exists beyond societal expectations, external influences, and the layers of conditioning you've accumulated over time. To follow your intuition fearlessly, you must unleash this inner wisdom and honor your true, authentic self. When you align with who you really are, your intuition flows effortlessly, guiding you toward a life of genuine fulfillment. Honoring your authentic self means shedding the masks you wear to please others or conform to societal norms. It means letting go of the roles you've played to fit in or gain approval and stepping into your truth, no matter how different or unconventional it may seem. Your intuition is always urging you toward this authenticity because it knows that only when you are true to yourself can you experience real joy and purpose. When you listen to this voice, you stop living for others and start living for yourself. Unleashing your inner wisdom requires a deep level of self-acceptance. You must be willing to embrace all parts of yourself, the strengths, the flaws, the dreams, and even the doubts. Your intuition doesn't judge you. It simply reflects back to you the truth of who you are. It calls you to accept yourself fully and unapologetically. When you honor your authentic self, you stop seeking validation from the outside world. Instead, you find your validation within, knowing that who you are is enough, and that your inner wisdom is the truest guide you will ever have. One of the biggest barriers to unleashing your inner wisdom is fear. Fear of rejection, fear of failure, or fear of being misunderstood. These fears often keep you from living in alignment with your true self, causing you to make choices that don't resonate with your inner knowing. But your intuition is always there, encouraging you to take off the mask and step into your authenticity. When you honor your authentic self, you allow your intuition to lead you toward the life that is meant for you, not the life that others expect you to live. As you unleash your inner wisdom, you will begin to see how much freedom comes from living authentically. You are no longer confined by the opinions of others or the pressure to be something you're not. Instead, you give yourself permission to pursue what truly lights you up, even if it goes against the grain. Your intuition is your greatest ally in this process, always guiding you toward the choices, relationships, and opportunities that align with your soul's purpose. Living authentically also means trusting that your inner wisdom is enough. You don't need to rely on external experts or follow someone else's path to find success or fulfillment. Your intuition holds the answers you seek, and when you tap into that wisdom, you unlock a level of clarity and confidence that cannot be shaken by external circumstances. You begin to trust that you are fully capable of navigating life's challenges, because your inner wisdom is rooted in a truth that is unchanging. One of the most beautiful aspects of honoring your authentic self is that it inspires others to do the same. When you live in alignment with your truth, you become a beacon for those around you, showing them what it looks like to live fully and fearlessly. Your authenticity encourages others to listen to their own intuition and to trust in their inner wisdom as well. In this way, your journey toward authenticity not only transforms your life, but also has a ripple effect on the lives of others. As you continue to unleash your inner wisdom, you will find that life becomes more aligned, more fulfilling, and more meaningful. You no longer feel the need to prove yourself or seek approval because you are living in harmony with your true self. Your intuition will guide you toward experiences that resonate with your soul, and you will feel a deep sense of peace knowing that you are honoring who you truly are. Let go of the need to be anything other than yourself. Trust your inner wisdom, honor your authenticity, and allow your intuition to guide you toward the life you are meant to live. When you unleash your inner wisdom, you unlock the full potential of who you are, and that is where true freedom and fulfillment lie. Chapter 20. Living Fearlessly. Mastering the Art of Intuition. You have journeyed through understanding your intuition, learning to trust it, and embracing its power. Now, it's time to fully step into a life of fearless living, a life guided by your inner wisdom, where intuition is not just a tool, but a way of being. Mastering the art of intuition is about fully surrendering to its guidance and living with unwavering faith in yourself, your path, and the universe. When you live fearlessly, you are no longer held back by doubt, fear, or the need for external validation. You are free to live a life aligned with your highest self. Living fearlessly doesn't mean living without fear. Fear will always arise, especially when you are on the edge of growth and transformation. But fear no longer controls you. Instead, you have learned to use your intuition as a compass that leads you through fear and beyond it. Fear becomes a signpost, a reminder that you are stepping into the unknown, where your greatest opportunities for growth exist. With your intuition as your guide, you can move through fear with grace, knowing that you are always being led toward what is best for you. To master the art of intuition, you must cultivate a deep, unshakable trust in yourself. Trust that your inner voice is always guiding you toward your highest good, even when the path is unclear. This trust allows you to take risks, make bold decisions, and step into the unknown without hesitation. You no longer need to have all the answers because you know that your intuition will reveal what you need, when you need it. This is the essence of living fearlessly, knowing that you are always supported by the wisdom within you. As you master your intuition, you also learn to live in alignment with the flow of life. You stop resisting change, stop trying to control outcomes, and instead move with the natural rhythm of your inner guidance. This doesn't mean you live without direction. It means you live with flexibility, openness, and a deep connection to your true purpose. Your intuition helps you navigate the twists and turns of life with ease, and even when challenges arise, you trust that they are part of the journey, leading you to new insights, growth, and opportunities. Living fearlessly through intuition also means embracing your inner power. You recognize that you are the creator of your reality, and that your choices, guided by intuition, shape the life you live. You no longer feel small, limited, or constrained by external circumstances. Instead, you feel empowered to make decisions that align with your true desires and highest aspirations. Your intuition becomes the foundation upon which you build a life of purpose, fulfillment, and joy. Mastering the art of intuition also requires you to live authentically, without fear of judgment or rejection. You no longer need to conform to the expectations of others because you are fully aligned with your own truth. When you trust your intuition, you trust yourself completely, and that trust liberates you from the need for external approval. You live with confidence, knowing that your path is uniquely yours, and that following it is the greatest act of self-love and empowerment. As you live fearlessly, you will notice how life begins to unfold in beautiful, unexpected ways. Synchronicities will become more frequent, opportunities will appear effortlessly, and you will feel a deep sense of peace and alignment with the universe. This is the magic of mastering intuition. When you live in harmony with your inner voice, life flows with ease, and you are able to manifest your desires with clarity and confidence. Ultimately, living fearlessly is about embracing the unknown with trust, courage, and joy. It's about understanding that your intuition is your greatest ally in this journey of life, and that by following it, you are always on the right path, even when that path leads you into uncharted territory. You have learned to listen, to trust, and to act on your intuition, and in doing so, you have unlocked the full potential of your life. You are now the master of your intuition. You live fearlessly, knowing that every decision, every step, and every choice you make is guided by the deepest, most authentic part of yourself. Your intuition has become your constant companion, leading you toward a life of purpose, fulfillment, and unshakable inner peace. Trust it, follow it, and live fearlessly. This is the life you are meant to live. Thank you for embarking on this journey of intuition with me. By listening to this audiobook, you've taken the courageous step of reconnecting with your inner wisdom and trusting yourself more deeply. I hope you feel empowered to follow your intuition fearlessly and to embrace the life that is uniquely yours. Remember, your intuition is always with you, guiding you every step of the way, through uncertainty, growth, and transformation. I am grateful for the time we've shared, and I honor the strength and trust you are cultivating within yourself. Here's to living fearlessly and authentically, guided by your inner voice.